This is the story of a modern fairy tale, The Paperbag Princess by Robert Munsch. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a lovely castle. And next door, there lived a prince in his castle. Princess Elizabeth and Prince Ronald were good friends, and they hoped someday to be married. But one day, a terrible thing happened. A dragon came, and he burned up both castles. And the flames reached so high, and he grabbed Prince Ronald and carried him off to his cave to eat him later. And the poor princess, Princess Elizabeth, was left with no castle, no jewels, no food, and to wear, she had nothing but a paper bag. Now, when you see Princess Elizabeth, you might feel sorry for her, but Princess Elizabeth decided she would do the right thing and go and rescue Prince Ronald. So she went in her paper bag off to find her prince. When she arrived at the dragon's castle, the dragon said, "Who is it?" "Oh, it's me, Princess Elizabeth." The dragon said, "Go away. I have eaten 2 whole castles today. I have no room for a princess. Come back tomorrow. I can eat you then." And he slammed the door in her face. But poor Princess Elizabeth, she said, wait. And she knocked on the door again. Dragon, I've heard that you're very fast." The dragon poked his head out. "I am. And I've heard you can fly around the whole world in 10 minutes. "I can," he nodded his head and took off running as fast as he could. Now that dragon was so fast, he ran around the whole world in 9 minutes. And when he got back, Princess Elizabeth jumped up and down and clapped her hands and said, "Do it again. Oh, the dragon was tired, but he decided to do it again. He ran off. He ran around the whole world in only 11 minutes, but he was exhausted. And when he got back, he could hardly breathe. Elizabeth jumped up and down and clapped her hands. "Do it again. The poor dragon could hardly move, but he took off running as fast as he could. He ran around the whole world in 14 minutes. When he got back, he was completely exhausted. He fell down, and Princess Elizabeth took one look at him, and she knew this was her chance. She said, "Dragon?" But he looked like he was sleeping. "Dragon?" He was just lying there on the grass, just laid out like nothing would wake him up ever again. And she said, "Dragon, are you awake?" But he didn't move. She leaned down really close to his ear and shook his shoulder. But he didn't wake up. So she stepped right over his lifeless body. Sound asleep he was. And she went to find Prince Ronald. Well, she found him. There was Prince Ronald. And Prince Ronald said, "Oh, Elizabeth." He shook his head. "You don't look like a real princess. Your face is covered with ashes and soot, and your hair's a mess, and you're wearing nothing but a paper bag." He shrugged his shoulders. "Come back later when you look like a real princess." Well, Elizabeth stomped her foot, and she said, "Ronald, you may look like a real princess, but you are nothing but a bum, and I am not going to marry you." And she didn't. The end. Yay! Good job.